This week on Fishing Adventure, we're in Fjordland!
This is our most epic adventure yet, and it all starts here, and I don't know about you, Scotty, but I'm pretty damn excited.
Yeah, mate. The trip is finally here. We're heading to the deep south, so Holy Ship's going on the main freight truck. We've got to head in there and catch up with Frosty and the boys, and we've got a plane to catch, mate.
Yep, got to pack those winter woolies.
Yeah, we do. Let's go in there. Woo! With such a huge mission ahead of us, for the first time in a long time, we actually had to put a fair bit of planning in to ensure that this trip would be a successful one. With such a tight turnaround for us and the crew, we didn't have enough time to drive the boat down and back again, so using main freight to cart the boat and our gear down was the obvious solution. With Holy Ship all strapped down safely and making our way down to Invercargill, we shot back to base to do some last-minute packing, and before we knew it, it was time to board our plane for Queenstown, which was our first stop on our way to Doubtful Sound, Fjordland. Due to its steep, challenging terrain and high rainfall, parts of Fjordland National Park are largely inaccessible. As a result, it was never really subjected to logging operations or mining, and it now contains the greatest extent of unmodified vegetation in New Zealand, along with significant populations of endemic plants and threatened animals. Our journey started at Auckland Airport, where we flew into stunning Queenstown, but we still had a fair amount of travel ahead of us that day. We booked the cheapest rental car we could find and got on the road for stop number 2, which was Gore. Why Gore? Well, in order to get our boat over the final stage of the trip, we needed a vehicle and boat trailer, so we got in touch with a friend of a friend's mate's uncle and met him to get the key to his vehicle. He gave us the info, a key, a couple of spare tyres for the trailer, and we're back on the road and headed for stop number 3, Invercargill. We arrived in Invercargill for a quick catch-up with the old mate Frosty, who had our Surtees and a suitable tow wagon all ready to go. From there, we did the monster supermarket shop because where we were heading, there are absolutely no shops whatsoever. It was then back on the road in the Frosty Mobile for stop number 4, Te Anau. Nobody in Invercargill seemed to stock salt ice, and when heading on a 4-day Kaimoana gathering trip, you must take ice. Fortunately, a seafood factory in Te Anau had salt ice, so we filled up the Icy-Tex and headed off for stop number 5, Manapuri. Lake Manapuri is situated within Fjordland National Park, but it's still a fair distance from Doubtful Sound. Here, we put Holy Ship in the drink and made our way across the lake in less than ideal conditions. The trip across was fairly slow going, but the excitement levels were increasing as we knew we were now getting close to fishing and hunting paradise. Across the lake, we reached stop number 6, West Arm, and it was time to suss out the old mate from Gore's vehicle and trailer situation and hope that it would be suitable for the Surtees. There's always a thought that this could not work as we needed it to, but thankfully all went well and without any issue, so we hit 4 low, first gear, and started the final leg of our journey, which was over the treacherous Wilmot Pass. So after 1,600 Ks and all of the logistics and challenges, we finally arrived at our destination, Deep Cove, Doubtful Sound. What a truly amazing spot. Although it looks like a lake, it most definitely is salt water, and there's a huge variety of species on offer here. Launching of the boat was relatively straightforward, as the water is very deep right next to land. Where we launched dropped off to 50 metres, only a stone's throw from shore. So with Holy Ship successfully launched and the rain about to clear, it was time to get into the adventure.
Look at this place.
Woo! We made it.
Yep. Doubtful Sound, Deep Cove. Oh, I can't wait to get into it.
I mean, the scenery alone was worth the trip in here. And we haven't started fishing yet. Oh,
Yep.
man.
And the weather's looking pretty damn good, so...
We have got a ridiculous challenge ahead of us, but if there is one place we're probably going to achieve it, it's right here in Fjordland, so I can't wait, Miggy. Let's get into this adventure, mate.
Let's get on
Get on
mate.
here. Let's go. Woo! With a huge amount of variety on offer, we decided to set the bar extremely high, and to avoid the consequence, the Fjordland challenge is for us too. Land a harpooker in less than 10 metres of water, land a 2 kg blue cod, free dive for a 3 kg crayfish, land a bluefin tuna, and shoot a deer.
Oh, it's a horse blue!
What have we got, boys? It's our biggest adventure to date, and we've missioned our Surtees down to the bottom of the country to none other than Doubtful Sound Fjordland. The boat was transported and we flew into Queenstown before making a few stops en route to Manapuri, where we put our boat on a different trailer and carted it over the Wilmot Pass into Deep Cove. The massive challenge is set for us to land a bluefin tuna, shoot a deer, land a 2 kg blue cod, land a shallow water hāpoka, and catch a 3 kg crayfish. For all of us other than Ben, it was our first time fishing down here, and with such a huge challenge ahead, it's hard to know where to start. We decided to kick things off with a simple lure fish, not far from our base at Deep Cove. We've got no bait, so we're going to try and catch a bit of bait and or blue cod with our soft baits and our lures.
So we're running just a few smaller softies for these blue cod, because there's also Cherokee around and bits and pieces, and a nice durable little soft bait. And hopefully they fully engulf it. That's the plan. Alrighty.
Oh, here we go, Parkety Ben. Oh.
What do you got there, Ben?
What is he? You reckon it's a bluey?
What? First fish of the trip. Oh, it's a horse blue.
Get it in. Of course it is.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a beast.
South Island styles. Nice one. First fish of the trip.
Swallow it.
Too good.
Oh, he's coming home.
Now, there's restrictions on blue cod here, so the daily limit is only 1. So that's a good size 1 blue cod to keep.
We have got a double whammy. Jock Stewart and a
Jock
Parkety.
Stewart and a Parkety. Can't beat it.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, we've got some bait now, boys. Oh, Scott Master's on here, boys.
Oh, goodness, goodness.
It's definitely feeling a bit... Well, there he goes. Oh, he's got some nods. Come on, be a beast of a blue cod. It doesn't even matter if we're not catching fish at the moment, because it's just so scenic.
It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Definitely pulling. Here we go, we've got some colour. Oh, we've got leader.
Oh, it's a bluey. It's a bluey, all right.
It's a bluey.
It's a nice size one at that.
There you have it. Beautiful, Doubtful Sound, blue cod. They do get bigger than this, but that's a good size. That'll be my one for the day. And in the bin, dinner later on, yes. Fjordland is one place where it rains a lot, but you'll catch fish pretty much anywhere, so it's not a case of just chilling out in the cabin. We expected the blue cod challenge to be relatively easy to tick off, but it was proving to be quite difficult due to the countless Parkety, Jock Stewart and undesirables we were catching. With the 2 kg blue cod eluding us for now, we decided it was time to get in the water and find that monster crayfish. As the sounds are teeming with fish life, it's not surprising to see big numbers of dolphins here. This truly is a place that time forgot, and it's what a lot of New Zealand would have looked like before settlers arrived. They put on a good show for us, but we left them to do their thing as we had a consequence to try and avoid, and it was well and truly time for the underwater hunt. 10.8 degrees Celsius, that's what we're in for. Lucky we've got good gear. She's cold.
But you're not keeping us out of the water today.
No, mate, we've got to get that big bug. 3 kegger, Mick.
3 kegger. It's going to be a good tussle, I tell you.
It's the right spot for it, hopefully, out near the head, so apparently the bigger crays are here. So we're going to get in the water.
Give it a crack.
Maybe
find a crack.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Doubtful Sound has a very unique underwater environment. Due to the excessive rainfall, there's a layer of fresh water which sits on top of the salt. This is called the brackish layer, and it creates a darker environment beneath it. This allows certain species to thrive and survive in much shallower water than they would normally be found, such as this black coral, which is usually only found in deeper, darker waters. As soon as we jumped to the drink, we could see some of the nearby rocks were covered in mussels, and although not conducive to our challenge, we couldn't resist loading up on a few for lunch.
Everything breeds big here in Fjordland, and that includes the mussels. There's a pretty normal sized mussel, but you know, these ones here are just the nice eaters.
Yeah, that's what, there's more of those down there than anything.
Yep.
We have to go through the big ones to find these good eaters.
Yep.
Although the crayfish here are abundant, they aren't everywhere, and we still had to do a fair bit of looking around before we found them. Once we did though, it was well and truly Cray City. For the challenge, we have to get a 3 kg crayfish on the breath. Neither of us are expert freedivers, but we are able to hold our breath for a reasonable amount of time, which would hopefully allow us to spot the bigger bugs. This spot was littered with good-sized crayfish, and first drop down, we're into them.
Oh yeah! Pretty much a cray every drop at the moment. Woo! Not bad. Not bad.
Freediving for crayfish is challenging but extremely rewarding, and after a bit of practice, it isn't as hard as many people think. Chilling out at the surface allows you to breathe up and conserve energy before each dive, and although tempting to go straight back down, it pays to spend around twice the amount of time on the surface as what you spend beneath it. Crayfish won't be spooked until you make contact with them, so you have plenty of time to scope them out before going in for the grab.
Still trying to find that monster, but well, there's crays to be had, we'll get them. Even if they aren't the biggie. I bet. Hey guys. There's a craze down there, right?
After a good look around, it was clear to us that although good-sized crayfish, these weren't the big 3 kg challenge ones we needed. With a bag full and plenty enough for a feed, we decided it was time to leave the resident crays to their cracks and get ourselves out of the ice-cold water.
Oh, well, that was an insane little sesh.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
More crays than you can bloody
Shake a stick at.
shake a stick at, throw a camera at, throw your hands at. That was awesome.
Oh, yeah. Woohoo!
That was a good haul, that one.
Yeah.
Plenty more there too. There we go. Yeah. That's in about half an hour or 20 minutes.
Yep.
On the breath.
In about 6 to 7 meters of water.
Yeah. Some big ones in there too. Okay, mate, okay, get out of it.
And all of these are well legal crayfish as well.
Yeah.
Even that sucker there's probably the smallest one of the lot, but he's still she's still a well legal fish.
Yeah.
Awesome. And you can't complain with that when you're
Hell no, that was awesome.
dragging that up off the breath. It's all good. Mean
Nice one, bro.
session.
Hey, Jared looks like a 80s wrestler. Hey, cameraman.
One thing which is absolutely essential when you're heading into an extreme environment such as Fjordland is your clothing, and in particular, your outerwear.
We're using the gear from Ridgeline. This is the monsoon jacket, and it lives up to its name. Completely waterproof, windproof, and durable. It's got a wicked, nice big waterproof pocket there, a nice solid, large binocular pocket on that side for glassing the hills if you want to, an adjustable waistband for keeping the wind out, and it's got really nice waterproof cuffs that are also adjustable, get nice and tight, and a really nice big hood as well.
Basically the same deal with these pants here. They're soft touch, so if you're sneaking through the bush, you're not going to spook the animals. Waterproof zips. Completely waterproof, but also completely breathable. So you can stay warm, you can stay dry, and you can enjoy yourself.
Yeah, boy. We are tight.
Yeah, good mouth on them. We're on a serious adventure and we've missioned our own boat down to Doubtful Sound, Fjordland. After the somewhat testing logistics of getting ourselves and Holy Ship here, we're now trying to achieve the very difficult challenge of shooting a deer, landing a 2 kg blue cod, a shallow water harpooker, a bluefin tuna, and a 3 kg crayfish. So far, we've only managed smaller blue cod and crayfish, but we had an epic little free dive and loaded up on good-sized crays. With so much to explore still, we decided deer would be the next thing to try and tick off. All right, while the boys are having a quick glass around over on the slips there, see if they can spot some deer, I'm going to drop down a bit of a pooker rig. We're in 200 metres, 198 metres. That's a live Jock Stewart, so I'll get him back in the water. This is on our Black Magic hooker pooker rig. Simple as, out of the packet, ready to go. Second bait is a slab of that barracuda that Mig caught earlier. We've also just run off that sinker, just a little one of these squidleys. So that's on the bottom there, we'll just drop that down and let that soak while the boys are having a look around and see if we can't catch anything. All right, to the depths.
We are tight.
Yeah, boy.
We are tight.
Yep, nah. Yep, we got something on.
Something on.
Here we go. There's definitely a fish on there, so when you're fishing in 200 metres, anywhere in the world, it could be anything, but in Fjordland, phew, Lord only knows. Line angle changing, Mick.
Oh.
Here we go. Looks like a cuda to me, that line angle change. Oh, what have we got?
What have we got?
What have we got,
Something.
boys?
Ling!
What is it?
ling.
Ling?
It's a ling.
Holy crap!
Epic.
Wow, we got him on the little hook too, I think. Oh, well, there you go. That's like I said. Out of deep water, who knows what it's going to be.
They are ugly as well.
That's a dinosaur. That is a dinosaur. Yeah, look at that, boys. Look at the yuck-looking pimply scales on them. It's actually a pretty cool fish, to be honest. So you don't get put off by the hideous looks. Definitely red coddish with his little catfishy, tentacly things under there too. That's a very interesting fish. Cross between a red cod, an eel, and a harpooker, I reckon. I'd give that.
Hopefully it tastes like a harpooker.
Yeah, good mouth on him. Some sharp little teeth in there. Fjordland is one of the few places where you can spot deer while catching saltwater species. Although it's not hunting in its purest form, it's still hunting and similar techniques apply. Historically, deer don't have any predators that would approach from the water, so we do have an ever so slight advantage.
So we're just sneaking in quietly here with the Minn Kota. 1 for the deer and 2 for the shallow water harpooker as well. So if we can sneak in nice and quiet, hopefully it won't spook any of those fish and or animals.
All right, so we spotted the 2 hinds. They just cruised back into behind the trees. We can't see them anymore. So just gonna chill out here for a little bit, have a little bit of lunch. Hopefully they come back out again. Failing that, we're gonna go for a wander. Just have to get a little bit wet, walk up there, see if we can spot them that way, maybe go for a bit of a walk. So hopefully they come back out.
Okay, it's come back out, I think. It's come back out. Yeah, there's a couple of them there. He's walking across. He's walking across that clearing.
It was right on it. You got it. It's falling down. Yes! Got it. You got him, eh? Got it. We got him. Yes.
Yeah, man, you got him. Let's wander on over there, eh?
Yeah, well.
Hey, that's the deer ticked off.
Hey!
Yeah, Ben, nice work.
Yes! One thing to note is if you are to shoot an animal from a boat, then the vessel must be aground. Fortunately for us, this was a fairly straightforward mission to get the red deer, and being able to shoot something in Fjordland and only have to walk 300 metres is very much a rarity.
Oh yeah.
Got him?
Yeah, boys.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Here it is.
Oh.
Sitting there nicely in the creek. Good size line. Yeah. Thank you.
Deer are an introduced species, and technically speaking, they're a pest. Fortunately, venison happens to be one of the finest meats available, and this animal will be very well utilised.
The reason Mick carried that deer out is because Ben's got a bung leg.
Yep, that's all good.
Yep. And then we didn't anchor the boat, so it was floating away.
Yeah. But that's the way it goes.
Too excited to get the deer.
That's one of our things ticked off the list, eh?
Absolutely.
One of the challenges.
Yeah, man, that's a beast. Well, it's not a beast, it's a good sized deer. Let's get him on the bow and cruise on to the next mission.
Oh yeah.
Woo!